Well, welcome, Alan. I'm glad we had the chance to get together today and to give you a little bit more information about Walmart and to talk a little bit more about our marketing team member position. So why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Perfect. So me, I'd like to say I'm a very adventurous, communicatable person. I've had multiple jobs in the past, biology, Home Depot, being a desk attendant, where communication skills is very needed and necessary in order to succeed in what I'm doing. And I feel like for this job as a marketing team member, communication and collaborating is definitely an essential element of this job. And so I feel like I can hit those needs perfectly. And so more than just talking about me being communicable, I'd say I have good leadership skills as well, being able to provide, you know, the being the leader of a group. Let's say if case needed to be of me being a head team member or so, I could step up and play that role because of my soccer experiences through high school. Since I was 5, always being captain of my freshman team. I was being captain of the varsity team my senior year. And being a part of a fraternity also just developed my leadership skills, having to organize different philanthropy events.
Different philanthropy
Mm-hmm.
events? As part of your fraternity, you said?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Nice. Okay. So why do you have an interest in the field of retail?
I have an interest in the field of retail because retail surrounds us. Like, I love Walmart. I use Walmart every day. Not every day. That's a little exaggeration, but we usually shop at Walmart to get, our clothes, our food, whatever necessities that are necessary. And if Walmart surrounds us, why not be a part of the team of Walmart and help it grow and be a sustainable retail and food company that could thrive in the future? And I feel like I can make that happen.
Okay. Great. And why, and you talked about this just a little bit in the answer to your last question, but why do you have a particular interest in Walmart itself? Why Walmart?
Like I previously said, Walmart is a daily occurrence. I just feel like Walmart is a great place to just shop at for any needs necessary, realistically, because it helps you get different resources, and it's a great bang for your buck. It's very essential and very just overall perfect in what they provide and for a fair price.
Okay, great. So you hit on a few of these ideas before, but why do you think we should hire you?
Okay, I think you guys should hire me because I'd be a collaborative team member. I'd be communicatable. I have the necessary marketing skills needed to actually perform the tasks and duties, not just all the other external elements of being a good person. I also have the skills necessary from my college experience, having important coursework, determining different aspects of the marketing side of things, being able to, create advertisements, to understanding where and how people think, to be able to evaluate what's necessary for Walmart to put out there into the world, to understand how they can grab more consumers and just become a more profitable business at the end of the day. And I feel like with my presence, Walmart would become an elevated company and be able to prosper.
Good. Good. Okay. All right. So for most of us, it's you talked about how you like to be collaborative and communicative, and you're eager to take some of those things that you've learned in your academic courses and to bring them into the real world. And so it's easy for us to talk about our our strengths and what we're good at and what we like to focus on. But sometimes it's harder for us to talk about some of our weaknesses and what we're not good at. So why shouldn't we hire you?
Okay, that's a great question. I wouldn't say I have any weaknesses to say, but there's definitely some points that I can improve upon. Some points that I can improve upon are probably just being more organized. You know, there's some instances where things are forgotten on the calendar, and it could have been written down, and the risk could have been mitigated of, let's say, missing a meeting, which is unlikely, but there's always a possibility that it could happen with a lack of organizational skills. But that's primarily the biggest weakness, I would say, if I were to have one. It's just being organized.
Okay. Enough. Okay, perhaps you could share with me about a challenge that you faced either in your work or your school or some of your volunteer activities, and share with me how you solved that problem.
Okay. So, perfect. So we had a customer. This was back when I had my first job, biology. We had a customer who was very determined and very eager to get the price that he wanted. And it was a holiday sale around this time of year where it was a discounted price, but only if he had the app. So he didn't have the app, and we were bickering back and forth. Personally, I wasn't bickering, but he was talking to all the team members in a, let's say, nasty type of way.
Mm-hmm.
And no manager was on duty, so there was a problem that arose. You know, there wasn't a head honcho to actually be able to deliver a direct, concise response to help mitigate the issue. So I was the person with the most experience at the time working the line. So I decided to take it upon my hands to try to talk with the customer. I pulled him aside. I talked to him about downloading the app. You know, really, I have no power over giving you a discount. You know, the POS, the machine that I crunch the numbers into, has to scan it in order to give you the discount. So if you'd like, I could write down your name, your number. I was being polite. We could come back tomorrow, talk to the manager to get some of your money back. I'm sorry for the issues that are happening. You know, because obviously there's more than just one person at the restaurant. There's other customers looking at the situation and seeing how it's getting out of control in a sense. So one thing that I did, like I was just saying, was I mitigated the situation. I told him, hey, let me write down your number, and so forth. He came back the next day. The situation was averted. He turned into more of a, you know, calm person. He got his pizza. He did pay full price for it, and he left the restaurant in good hands.
Okay.
I would say.
Great. So what are some of your goals for the future?
Some of my goals in the future is to work at a company that is able to, you know, being able to climb the ladder. And I feel like at Walmart, there's a good chance that you will be able to climb the ladder and be able to get into bigger and deeper positions as your career goes on. Walmart is just such a big company with so many resources and outlets that I love to be able to, you know, work for this company and keep going and pursuing my career. And, you know, that's honestly, that's what it is. That's what I like.
Okay. Right. Is there anything else about yourself or your experience that you haven't shared already that you'd like to share?
Can you repeat the question one more time? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. Is there anything else about yourself that you haven't shared yet that you would like to share?
Okay. I feel like I've expressed myself thoroughly, but there's also a few things. You know, I've growing up in a immigrant household, it made me stronger and more willing and eager through the drive of not really having anything when I was a kid. It made me feel like I needed to do this for my parents, not just only for myself. It's my first time being in college in the United States. So let me reword that a little bit. It's my first time. I was first generation of being in college. My parents went to college, in their respective countries, Russia and Ukraine. But me personally, I'm the first one to do it in America. I'm the first one to, be able to provide for my family, and I want to show them that I'm able to do it. So that's a little bit of why I have a passion and a drive and eager to be successful and to get, this job.
Okay, great. All right, and which questions do you have for me?
I'd like to talk about your experience at Walmart. I want to see how the atmosphere is, the environment, and if you could just tell me a little bit about, the daily things that would go on, that would be great.
Okay.
And then furthermore, my other question would be about the benefits. I'd like to see if the salary includes any benefits, how the sick days would be, the vacation days would be, and just what it entitles as a whole.
Okay.
Overall, I feel like that's honestly the only questions I have prominent right now. If I do have any others, I would email you if that would be all right with you. But for now, I think that's the only couple of questions that I really have regarding the company.
Okay. All right, great. Okay, you can go ahead and